All right, I think my next guest might slightly disagree with that position, that inference there, a vote for her would be a wasted vote. Jill Stein joins you right now, the Green Party nominee for President of the United States. Ms. Stein, very good to have you.
Great to be with you.
Do they know you're here, Ms. Stein?
Do they know what, Sar? Do they know that I'm here?
Yeah.
I think I am the inconvenient truth. I'm the inconvenient truth because the majority of voters at unprecedented numbers are saying these two are the most disliked and untrusted candidates in our history. The American voters are clamoring for other choices and are demanding an open debate. So we intend to give them an open debate.
So when you hear Tim Kaine come on there, and others have said as well, that a vote for either you or by extension Gary Johnson as the Libertarian candidate would be a wasted vote, you say?
We say politicians, big establishment politicians, do not have a new form of entitlement. They don't own our votes. They have to earn our votes. They've not been able to earn our votes, so they're now trying to intimidate people into voting for them. You know, we live in a democracy. We not only have a right to vote, we have a right to know who we can vote for. So we are virtually opening up the debate through Facebook and through Twitter. People can go to social media. They can go to my website and our web media, Dr. Jill Stein, that's Dr. No period, on Facebook and Twitter, and they can see through Twitter and through a new app. They can basically watch us live, inserted into the debate through this new democratized form of media that is social media and the open internet.
So is it going to be you answering the questions simultaneously asked to the candidates?
So the way it'll work is that the candidates will each first answer the questions on the stage in the debate arena, and following Trump and Clinton, then I will answer the questions. Then we'll revert to the open discussion, in which I will also take 2 opportunities to respond to the issues as they come up. So it will be a virtually liberated debate in which the American people can actually hear the real issues in front of us, including, you know, why are we spending half of our discretionary budget on these wars that are making us less safe, not more safe? Almost half of your income tax is paying for these wars. We need to get young people out of debt. We bailed out the bankers who crashed the economy. It's about time to bail out the students. And we have a climate crisis on our hands that our campaign alone will actually provide a real solution to, in the form of an emergency jobs program that also solves the emergency of climate crisis. So the real issues will be on the table in the open, democratized debate on our social media site at Dr. Jill Stein, Dr. No period, Jill Stein. So join us. There will be watch parties held around the country.
All right, I don't want to waste our time, you know, questioning it. The Hillary Clinton people say a vote for you is wasted and denies her a vote and hands the White House to Donald Trump. I do want to focus on news today, if you don't mind, Ms. Stein, with rumors that Deutsche Bank, the big German bank concern, is in a world of trouble and might have to be bailed out. Now, it has a number of U.S. operations here. There is a fear it could be a contagion that our banks could suffer as well, and we could be looking at 2008. Would a President Stein refuse to bail out an American bank if it was ever on the brink?
So let me say, if we needed to bail out the banks, we would ensure that the American people are getting a return on their investment. So the bailouts of 2008 were just, you know, handouts. They were, you know, corporate welfare on steroids to the tune of $16 trillion.
But what if you didn't know you could get? What if you didn't know you could get a return on your investment? You just knew that a lot of depositors and those who had checking and related accounts at these banks would be losing all of that money. You don't have any guarantees that those who bail them out are going to get their money back. You just know that if you don't, they're out of money kaput.
Right. So let me say there are more options than just bailing out the bank. The bank can be, for example, nationalized and turned into a public bank or broken up. into smaller banks. We need to correct the problem and not just go back to the same problem of banks that are too big to fail, because that's where we are. This failure of Deutsche Bank has been in the works for a while, and our own banks are more consolidated than ever, more risky than ever. What a President Stein would do upon taking office is insist that we use what are called minimum capital requirements, so that the banks are not taking really dangerous risks with taxpayer money. And if they do fail, we need to ensure that taxpayers' interests are insured going forward and in the process of that bailout.
No, I apologize jumping on you there. Dr. Stein, thank you very, very much. Very good having you.
Likewise, thank you so much.